welcome to our channel. Today, we're sharing a beautiful story of loyalty and redemption from the Bible, the story of Ruth and Boaz. This tale has inspired many with its messages of love, kindness, and faith. Let's journey together through this timeless narrative. Our story begins in Bethlehem, a small town in ancient Israel. Naomi, her husband Elimelech, and their two sons, Mahlon and Chilion, lived there. Naomi's sons eventually married Moabite women, Orpah and Ruth. For about 10 years they lived in Moab, but heartbreak struck again when both Mahlon and Chilion died. Naomi was left without her husband and sons. Only her two daughters-in-law remained by her side. Hearing that the famine in Bethlehem had ended, Naomi decided to return home. She urged Orpah and Ruth to stay in Moab and find new husbands, as they were still young. Orpah, though sorrowful, kissed Naomi and stayed. But Ruth, displaying incredible loyalty, clung to Naomi. Ruth's words to Naomi were profound. "Don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord deal with me, be it ever so severely, if even death separates you and me." Naomi and Ruth returned to Bethlehem at the beginning of the barley harvest. Needing to provide for themselves, Ruth went to glean in the fields, a practice where the poor could gather leftover grains from the harvest. She ended up in the field of Boaz, a wealthy and kind man who was a relative of Naomi's late husband. Boaz noticed Ruth working diligently and asked his workers about her. They told him about her loyalty to Naomi. Boaz was deeply impressed and approached Ruth, offering her protection and extra grain. He said, "May the Lord repay you for what you have done. May you be richly rewarded by the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge." Boaz's kindness didn't stop there. He instructed his workers to leave extra grain for Ruth and not to bother her. Ruth, overwhelmed by his generosity, asked why he was so kind to her, a foreigner. Boaz replied, "I've been told all about what you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband, how you left your father and mother and your homeland and came to live with a people you did not know before." Ruth continued to glean in Boaz's fields, bringing back plenty of grain for Naomi. When Naomi learned about Boaz's kindness, she was hopeful, recognizing Boaz as a potential kinsman redeemer, a relative who could marry Ruth to preserve their family line and provide security. Naomi devised a plan for Ruth to approach Boaz. She told Ruth to wash, put on her best clothes, and go to the threshing floor where Boaz would be winnowing barley. Ruth was to wait until Boaz finished eating and drinking, then lie down at his feet. This act was a customary way to request his protection and signify a marriage proposal. Ruth did as Naomi instructed. In the middle of the night, Boaz was startled to find Ruth at his feet. She said, "Spread the corner of your garment over me, since you are a guardian redeemer of our family." Boaz, moved by her courage and loyalty, agreed to marry her, but mentioned there was another kinsman closer in relation who had the first right to marry her. Boaz went to the town gate the next morning, where legal matters were settled, and met with the other kinsman. He explained the situation, but the other man declined to marry Ruth, fearing it might jeopardize his own estate. Boaz then declared his intention to redeem Ruth, taking her as his wife. Ruth and Boaz were married in a joyous celebration. Their union was blessed by God, and they soon had a son named Obed. Naomi's sorrow turned to joy as she cared for her grandson, Obed. The story of Ruth and Boaz is a powerful reminder of loyalty, kindness, and redemption. Ruth's unwavering loyalty to Naomi and Boaz's kindness changed their lives and secured a bright future. Their story is part of a greater narrative. Obed was the grandfather of King David, an important figure in the lineage leading to Jesus. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more inspirational stories.